up guys, Nikki here. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but hey, here's another video for you guys. So today's video, we're going to be talking about affordable rent and how to get it. Now, I will put a disclaimer that not everybody will qualify for this. You have to be extremely low income, basically around $1,000 to $2,000 a month, and you can qualify for it. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's talk a little bit about how to get this affordable rent and where you can find it. So basically this affordable rent is called HUD Housing, HUD Housing, and it is all across America. Basically every state has it. You just have to check your local area and see if you're anywhere close to HUD housing facilities. Normally HUD housing is apartment complexes that run really cheap because they're based off of your income. Now that's why I said earlier that not everybody would qualify for this, because you have to make a very poor amount of income in order for to qualify. Even then, there's still a bunch of hoops that you have to jump through, and we'll talk more about those later on in the video. So basically you apply for HUD housing like you would any other housing rent that you want to do. There are a few extra steps which really depends on who you apply with and the state you live in. It's all different. But from my personal experience, we went in and just applied like I would for the apartment, and then they needed some extra stuff too, such as in-depth personal information. They needed like my bank account information, and not just paycheck stubs, but actual bank account information, like the routing, the account, all that stuff, which I've never had happen before, so I was kind of thrown off by it, but it all turned out okay. Basically what they want to do is just check your month to month and make sure that you're not getting in any extra income anywhere else, and just make sure that you actually do qualify for HUD housing, because there are a lot of people out there that try to say that they qualify, and really when they take a look at their bank account they don't qualify for it. So it's basically to protect the government program and you yourself and the establishment, if that makes sense. You have to be really low income, and you have to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and then you 9 times out of 10 get put on a waiting list, because there's a lot of people trying to get into this HUD housing or subsidized housing, because it is so cheap and it is affordable for these people who have nowhere else to go. Now, how cheap is it? I'm talking rent as low as around $200 and some odd dollars a month. Like my personal rent was $260 a month. That's what I qualified for. When my partner moved in with me, our rent jumped up to $500 and something a month, but it was still very affordable for a 2-bedroom apartment that was in very nice shape. Another thing is with the HUD housing, they have to stay up on maintenance and bug checks and grass mowed and all that, so you're really getting into a really good place when you qualify for HUD housing. It's not just like some scum lord, place. They really have to stay up with government guidelines and all of that, so you're moving into a nice, safe facility when you qualify for HUD housing. On top of all the paperwork, I did have to put a deposit. The deposit was super cheap because my rent was super cheap. I think I only had to put a deposit of like maybe $150 some odd dollars. This was a year ago, so I don't really remember, but I remember it was really cheap. It definitely wasn't above $300 deposit for what I had to put in, and it was easy to do, and I managed to do it fairly quickly. So basically, once you're on the waiting list, which could be anywhere from a week to several months to a year or more, like I said, it just depends on how quickly somebody moves out versus somebody moving in. So with that being said, expect to wait a while. So if you're able to live with someone else for a while, or live somewhere with an affordable rent but not as good as the HUD housing is, stay there for a while, and it's just a waiting game at this point. But yeah, so basically you just have to look around your area, look and see what's available. There's also something called Section 8. I don't really know a whole lot about Section 8 except for if you qualify for it, they pay either all or part of your rent. Kind of like what HUD Housing does, except HUD Housing and Section 8 are they're a little bit different in terms of how it works out, because Section 8, you are living in someone who is renting to you, and Section 8 is basically like they cut you a check every month for the rent, or they pay it for you, or something like that. Something of that nature happens. Like I said, I'm not totally an expert on Section 8. I've never used Section 8 except for when it came to the HUD housing facility that I did use, but they did everything for me, and all I had to do was sign a couple applications for it. I know when I was going to apply for Section 8, they had a year plus long waiting list for Section 8, and I actually got into HUD housing faster than I did waiting for an application for Section 8. So if you can, apply for HUD housing, but if there's a longer wait period, then apply for Section 8, and you should be good to go. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, complaints, or if you think that I was just completely wrong with any information that I gave, correct me in the comment section down below. Or if you guys want to help out somebody else and you guys have done the same exact thing, put your experience in the comment section down below so that other people can go and see exactly like what your experience was, because your experience might be different from my experience. I know I only had to wait about a month to get into my HUD housing, so it was really quick, really easy. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked. If you did, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Definitely share, definitely subscribe, and definitely like, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!